Well, Ford is changing course on plans to build electric trucks, and it could matter for families here in the Mid-South. Ford's massive multi-billion-dollar BlueOval City plant in Stanton, Tennessee, was initially the site for rolling out production on its Model T3 electric truck plant. Well, now the facility has a new name, the Tennessee Truck Plant, and will build gas-powered trucks there instead, beginning in 2029, which is causing yet another delay. Now, the massive project expected to bring thousands of jobs. The company says it's adjusting its EV rollout, but is still committed to keeping operations in West Tennessee. City and county leaders are watching closely because any shift from Ford can affect hiring, construction timelines, and when production actually starts. So, Lane, Governor Lee reportedly attributed the change to evolving consumer preferences in the automotive market, but then State Rep Karen Camper of Memphis said that the change is because of President Trump's plans to roll back electric vehicle tax credits implemented by the Biden administration. So, just from your knowledge or what you could tell us, what do you think it is?
I think the consumer is driving this. The consumer, there's a limited demand for electric vehicles, and that demand is even more limited for electric trucks. The consumer wants gasoline-powered vehicles, and so the Trump administration is supportive of what the consumer wants. And Ford Motor Company, they're in business to make money by producing vehicles, and they're giving people what they want. People want gas-powered trucks, and I think this is ultimately going to be a huge win for West Tennessee because we're going to have gasoline-powered trucks produced there, which people want those.
Okay, and Sam, just multi-billion-dollar project here, and that, was going to probably spark other developments around the facility. What do you have to say about this change? Will it affect any of the workers planning out to come out, their families?
I mean, it may impact the amount of jobs, but if you look at it in terms of like truck plants, period, whether it's a gas or electric, typically you look nationwide, they bring other suppliers, they bring other jobs, they become ecosystems unto themselves. I think the question I have about the shift now is, yeah, people might want gasoline trucks today. They might want them for the next 5 to 10 years. But in 20 years, are they going to want them? And so is this investment actually going to matter long term for a 25, 30-year period for West Tennessee? That is going to be the question. Mm-hmm. And also, could Ford have maybe executed on building electric trucks sooner and maybe wouldn't have to have done this? Just throwing that out there.
And Governor Lee did confirm that there would be 1,000 fewer jobs than initially projected on this project. Otis, what do you have to say about just the impact to people?
Well, obviously, it's not going to be nearly as many people as was touted back in 2021, I believe, when they first announced this. And then the whole community got super excited about it and talking about let's train our schools to be prepared for these jobs. Let's deal with the transportation to get people up there. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of people up there working, but not nearly to the level that we thought. I think Lane is absolutely right here. There's no real consumer demand right now for the level of electric trucks, especially that we have going on right now. But there's another political component to this as well. They were partners with SK out of South Korea, and that has become a political minefield because you remember back in September, workers down in Georgia who were on an SK battery plant there, they were all rounded up and left the country. And so I do think that there is some political part of this that involves the Trump administration that may have played a role in the division or the separation between SK and Ford in this. We'll see if that bears out, but I do think that the consumers are the ones who drove this. Lane is absolutely right.
Okay, last point here.
To Sam's point about electric vehicles eventually, all we have to do is look over in Spring Hill in Williamson County and see the changes in that plant from Saturn to Cadillac to producing engines after originally producing whole vehicles. And these plants can evolve. These plants will be around for decades. This plant will be around for decades like so many of these other automotive plants, and they'll change. They may eventually produce a sedan there or a van or something else like that. They may eventually produce electric vehicles, but it's a great investment, I think, for West Tennessee.
To be continued on that one then, for sure. All right, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. This was a great discussion. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us next week for ABC24 This Week.